Good morning, Terry. I want to take a moment here and review the lesson we had. When we take a look at the initial process of what's on the video right now, or what's on the screen right now, was kind of a concept of what we talked about as we got the lesson going. And when we were discussing about the lesson, you said you came into the season, as you swung back and as you swung through, just weren't quite hitting it well. Hitting a heavy shot from time to time. Just there was really no consistency. It's becoming very frustrating, to say the least. Now, you had some doubts whether or not you want to play it some more, do it anymore. Well, a lot of times what happens, as we discussed, as the winter goes on, one of the downfalls of living in St. Louis or the Midwest or the North is that we go into hibernation for a period of time. When I say hibernation, our golf is determined by what the weather is like. We don't have the abilities. We're at the mercy of nature. We're at the mercy of being able to, go out and play, weather permitting, and thus in turn the courses allowing us and so forth. Now, when looking at this, the first and obvious position I wanted to show you this was right here. Picture on the left-hand side. One of the things I first think that dictated was every season when I was a kid, my ball position always got forward in my stance. And as you could tell here, yours did as well. Because you can watch here, as you swing back, you can watch how that ball position goes back and you're swinging. Now, mind you, all I'm doing is fast forward and it's just following the center of your body. Because the center of your body now, you can see where that arrow is, this is where you're going to hit. Well, guess what? Your ball is forward in your stance. Because the ball is forward in your stance, see where the club's coming down into the ground? It's making contact here, 4 inches, 3 inches behind the ball. Then you make contact here. By that time, the toe is hit. The heel is opened up, which we can see right here. The heel is opened up. Now the ball is going right. How far right? Well, that can be anything. But the whole point is something as simple as ball position can take you a long ways initially when you swing. All right, so one of the first things we did, we talked about trying to get you into a better ball position, moving that ball back. Easy way to do it, and I don't think I discussed this in the lesson. Take a yardstick. All right, and when I take a yardstick, that means see what the distance is between your 2 big toes. Okay, so if this big toe is at 20, this big toe is at, let's say, 38, well, that's 18 inches. Okay, then I want you to come 9 inches from your right big toe, there's your center. Bam. Now, I know as we talked along, we talked about narrowing that stance a little bit for you, too. Trying to get, a little better base, a little better position. But this is in the beginning. This is, right out of the gates. We talked about ball position. Trying to get a little better position, a little better point to where as you swung back and you swung through, see right there, bam, made contact with the ball compared to making contact with the ground. Swings hasn't changed here, but same position as coming through. Ball being back, made a little better contact, a little better position. I mean, I think, we saw that as you went into the wood as well. Ball position with a wood, it may be just a little bit further forward than middle, maybe an inch or 2. But what we're allowing is for the shaft to make it through properly without being too far forward in the stance to where as you swing, came back and came through. Now, this was just, you said you hit the 3-wood, the best you've hit it in a long time. Well, I think that's dictated by where you have it in your stance, by all means. Now, going forward from there, we also talked about tempo. And I'm going to get back to here and kind of show you, one of the things we talked about. Just something very simple is taking what I call the ball drill. In this case, I didn't have a ball out there, but I had your head cover. And because I had a head cover, all I wanted you to do is I wanted you to be able to turn back. As you turn back, make a good full shoulder turn, getting that weight back to this right-hand side. This allows us to feel the weight transfer back, whereas we may not always get that full shoulder turn. Here we did, but look at the expense that we did it at. You know, that left heel coming dramatically up, all right? You know, what happens here now? Did that left heel come back down where it should? Not necessarily. So what happens, because that ball is back in the stance, we were up and quick, very quick in the swing. So what happens? We come back down through a little behind. Obviously, ball position played a part in there. But in this case here, Terry, what I wanted you to do is I wanted you to make a good turn back. Feel the weight turn back nice and slow, down and through. Feel that weight transfer. Feel the rotation of the ball / head cover down and through the shot. But kind of do 20 swings, just back and forth, nice and smooth, not losing your balance, not feeling any difference as you turn back and turn through. Next position then came back into feet together drill. Now by doing the feet together drill, what I hope to attain was to be able to teach you to swing within yourself. You know, teach you to swing nice and easy down through your position, make good ball contact, you know. And then as we start to feel a little more confident with it, that's where I want you to spread the feet apart. And that's where we determined that narrowing your stance over here on the left-hand side from what you had it at made a difference as well. Okay? Now, this is all practice with you back and forth, and I just say very simple. I want you to make a good turn back, make a good shoulder, turning within yourself without losing the balance or losing your position as you do so. Okay? So, as a review, we talked about ball position. 2, we talked about, you know, your tempo, being a little bit smoother, maybe counting 1, 2, 3, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4. Anywhere in the same position as you turn back, it's the same transition back as the same transition forward. This allows your body to make a good position where it allows your body, your weight to transfer the weight back, turn back, hands come back, turn through, effectively back and forth. And that's all I really want to see here, Terry, is just back and forth, okay? Now, by that being said, obviously, what I did here with the poles, you know, we talked about using some chairs in the house, some stools, you know, but all I want you to do is be able to make that turn back and forth, turning in what they call a barrel. Excuse me. But as you turn within that barrel here, Terry, it allows you to make a good weight transfer, good position back and forth without falling over, staying within yourself, turning effectively around that center. Okay? Now, that barrel I want done with the ball drill and feet together drill. So the feet together drill, you might have to couple dowel rods, you know, little poles, you buy them at Home Depot, go to Golf Galaxy, buy these. These are laminates, but just something to create that barrel for you as you turn back and turn through. Now, Terry, if you have any questions, by all means, I want you to give me a call, 314-724-6539, or shoot me an email at michaelwyattgolf@gmail.com.
Hello, I'm Michael Wyatt. I wanted to go over today the feet together drill and the foot behind the left foot drill, primarily to help us with our sliding motions whenever we're getting a little excited or a little overuse with the lower body as we come down into the shot. The first thing that we talk about as we discuss today is primarily putting both feet together. What this is going to do is promote us to be able to turn back to the right-hand side and then back and through to the left. Ideally, as we do this, we should be able to swing back and swing through, feeling our body turn through the shot. Once we feel more comfortable with that, and as we're doing it time after time after time, without falling over or losing our balance, what we'll do is we'll set down another ball, and we're going to put the left foot forward, right foot right behind, and we're going to do the same thing. Back and turn through, ideally without losing our balance or being able to feel that we make our turn properly back and through. Now with this, as you do this, we're going to do probably 25 balls with each as a warm-up before we hit any other golf swing. And if you have any questions, by all means, I want you to give me a call at the store. Thank you.